With therapeutic practices, we talk a lot about using a holistic approach, but what does that actually mean in yoga therapy? In yoga, we believe that our being is made up of 5 different layers. In Sanskrit, the language of yoga, we call these layers koshas. Each layer is made up of increasingly finer energy. Every yoga therapy treatment plan will take into consideration and work with every koshic layer. The goal is to move from our outermost layers deeper into the subtle body layers where we find our true selves. The first of all layers is the physical body. We call this the Annamaya Kosha. This integrates practices that work with the anatomical and physiological aspects of the body. It includes the mechanics of movement and range of motion. It's where our yoga postures first show up. The second layer, the Pranamaya Kosha, is where our vital energy resides. The breath is a primary vehicle for receiving and distributing prana, our vital life force. The breath helps to regulate the flow of energy through our being and balance our chakras. These are thought to be spinning wheels of energy that run along our spine and are connected to different glands and organs within the body. The vital energy is carried through tubes called nadis. In this layer, we work with things like the breath, mudras, aromatherapy, mantras, and sound vibration, in addition to movement, all ways to move the flow of energy. Moving more inward, we enter into the third layer, the Annamaya Kosha, the layer of the mind. This is where we hold our thoughts and feelings that make up our unique personality. When we embrace this psycho-emotional part of ourselves without judgment or rejection, we naturally live with greater lightness and ease. Physical practice and breath work help us tap into this layer, but we also start to work with meditation and grounding practices to center our thoughts. The nervous system lives in this layer, and we explore ways to reduce the stress response and find emotional balance. And going even deeper, we move into our wisdom body, the Annamaya Kosha. This is our higher wisdom being that allows us to witness, understand, and eventually release limiting beliefs. As they're released, patterns of thought and emotion associated with them dissolve naturally. We can practice tapping into the wisdom body by witnessing our physical sensations, witnessing where our breath moves, our energy, where our thoughts and emotions flow, all without judgment and reaction, and using it as insight for greater fulfillment. Yoga philosophy helps us connect to this greater wisdom by understanding ourselves and the world in a richer context. And lastly, we reach the most subtle of all layers, the Annamaya Kosha, the bliss body. This is where we find true balance, contentment, joy, wholeness, and inner peace. We let go of limiting beliefs, we put down all self-judgment and self-criticism, and we live in greater harmony, allowing us to see the good in ourselves and others as we align with our highest self, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I invite you to join me on a journey of going inward and finding your truest self.